Oh, good morning. It's August 24th, 2020, and welcome to Savannah Community Headlines Live. We are a weekly water cooler type of gathering. We created at the beginning of the pandemic as a way to stay connected because, you know, that's what we do in Savannah. And today we're starting something new. We have posted a link to enter this studio. If you're a small business owner, tell us, type next to it, your name, who you are, and if there's room on here, we're going to pull you on. So, Buzz helps small businesses, and during this pandemic, anything we can do to help small business, it's really important. So anyhow, guest hosting, we are all hosting this show today. We all get to ask each other questions, and it's really informal. So let's go around the room. We've got Hillary Bradbury with YMCA.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. We've got our alderman, Nick. There we go.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
We've got Laura Anderson, voice of Laura Anderson.
Hello.
New business. This is the first time. I mean, Laura's usually the one hosting the show. So,
yes, this is a switch.
It is a switch. Oh my gosh. Yes. So, and we've got Charlene Diamond with Integra Nursing. Charlene was my nurse when I had my eye surgery back in March. And Destino Mojica Taylor with SC.
I love the name.
Cool. Beautiful. And Catalina Garcia Quick. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Savannah. What show was that? Oh, was that Good Morning Vietnam?
Yeah.
Good morning. Okay.
Good morning, Savannah, Georgia.
So we've got some good mornings. Teresa. Oh, Teresa was on our show last morning. Oh, hey, Bunny Ware. Join us.
Hey, Bunny.
Click on the link, Bunny, and we can pull you on. You can talk about what's
going on. All those fabulous lights she has.
Her little small businesses might not join because it's a little intimidating to just click on the link and
but it's a good way to talk about what's your headline today. So if you're a small business, come on board. We want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as I used to tell everyone in radio, it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm trying to get everybody's name on here, so sorry for the delay right here. I should have figured that out. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, now we've got everybody's name.
There we go.
Great. So Charlene,
yes,
I had my eye surgery March 12th, and the 13th when everything.
Yes, that's right.
And I was so nervous. I called Charlene. I hired her to take me over and hold my hand and just be there.
It was fun. We had a good time.
We did, and you took very good care of me, and I certainly appreciate it. And Charlene has a new business. You want to tell about your business?
Sure. My business is called Integra Nurse, and that comes from Integra is the Latin name of healing. Mm-hmm. So it's actually healing nurse when translated. Integra Nurse, also we integrate healing arts such as I like to do aromatherapy, also energy therapy and guided imagery, along with traditional nursing care. So I've been a nurse for almost 25 years, and I decided that where I was working, whether it was in the hospital and then later on through schools, I just didn't have enough time with my patients to, provide the care that I really wanted to. So I decided to go out on my own, and I'm really enjoying myself. It's been a little bit of a rough start, just the timing with COVID, but, it's great. I'm working from home. So, I've had plenty of time to study and get a few other certifications under my belt. And so here we are. But I enjoy it.
I have to tell you, she just got a really interesting certification. Are you allowed to talk about what it is yet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm fine to talk about it. It's medical cannabis nursing. So,
That's a new one.
yeah, controversial. I know.
What can you do with that?
And actually, I'll tell you, I did. I started studying it out of just skepticism. I mean, to me, cannabis is just a recreational drug that is, popular for college age and older people. So when I just kept hearing about all the buzz and seeing TV shows like in California, they're doing this and everything's legal in DC, to my mind, when you talk about cannabis in a medical sense, you just think of people kind of smoking marijuana. So I was just like, well, oh, good, Marianne. That's nice to see
Cool.
you. But it actually is just fascinating, the whole science behind the cannabinoids, which actually most of the medicinal properties are from that don't contain THC, which gives you high. So it's been very interesting. And recently in Georgia, medical cannabis has been allowed. However, there's strict laws on not bringing it across state lines. So it's going to take a while for someone local to get certified to grow within all the proper restrictions that there are and turn it into medicine. But my job would be helping people once a physician does prescribe cannabis for whatever condition. There are certain approved conditions like cancer and PTSD. It's been wonderful studies in the veteran population. It'll be to help patients find the right combination and the right strain of plant that works best for them. So it's been fascinating, and I'm really surprised at how much I absolutely love learning about it.
Charlene, have you sent in a press release about that? I mean, that's a certification. That is something the media should pick up, actually.
Yes, I have not. I did the press release recently about the integrative nursing, the concierge nursing that I'm doing. And then the medical certification, I'm actually pairing up with someone locally in the medical cannabis arena, and we're developing another company. So when that hits and I'm allowed to talk about that,
absolutely. Oh gosh, well, I just want to welcome you to small business ownership, and that's the beauty of having a small. Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, Charlene. So I'm curious. You said that it's legal to have cannabis medicine in Georgia now, but you can't bring it across state lines. So where are you getting it for this?
I'm not getting it. That's
the
thing.
So you can do it, but you can't.
Exactly. I'm learning everything I can. And there's so much research that comes from, the California, Seattle, and DC area from medical practitioners that have, for the past 10 years, just kept data and written manuals and research on which parts of the plant and which strains for which condition to use, that it'll be great to be in the forefront of the industry when it does happen. Now, hemp is legal in Georgia.
There's a difference.
There is a difference, actually. Yes. Okay. And in 2018, Trump had passed the hemp bill where it is legal anywhere in the United States to grow hemp. So hemp has less than 0.3% of THC. So THC is what makes you high. So there's just a small, minute portion. And so that is all your CBD oil. Hemp is mostly prominent in CBD. So when you've heard about CBD oil and purchasing it at stores and it's fully legal, that's hemp. And so marijuana or medical cannabis is anything over the percentage of 0.3% of THC.
Oh, okay.
My dad's actually, I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area, and my parents still live there. And my dad is a veteran a disabled veteran, and he, his medical office is at the Veterans Hospital in San Francisco, and he has anxiety, and he's in his 70s, and he's got some other things going on, and he's actually he participated in a study several years ago after he had a heart attack, and he was in the hospital. He was in a coma for like almost 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
He came out on the other, it was an induced coma, but it's a very long story, but he came out on the other side of all that with a form of epilepsy. And so through the VA and some other things, in California, they're very progressive. He participated in a study where they actually prescribed him cannabis for his epilepsy and his anxiety and a couple of other things. And I mean, there's people out there that take advantage, and I mean, you can almost get a medical marijuana card if you stub your toe in some instances, but in this case, it was actually legit. And I was like you, I was very skeptical. I'm like, come on, really? But for epilepsy in particular, for MS, multiple sclerosis, for anxiety, for PTSD, for cancer treatment. I mean, the list is a mile long, and I can say firsthand that my dad, who is the most ADHD person I've ever met in my whole entire life, he's like cool now. And the seizures with his epilepsy, the seizures have really been diminished, and I firmly believe that it's as a result of that study and that participating in that program.
So Charlotte,
as a government,
Nick, I'm sorry.
As a government, we've been really marching towards this for a long time. Savannah decriminalized marijuana use. What was it, about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago? And we've been a little busy, so we haven't been able to catch up with the headlines. But even Chatham County government, countywide, decriminalized its use, where it's only a citation. So you could see how, even though Georgia was one of the first states in the country to get medical marijuana usage on the books, we never fully implemented it. But we continue marching towards that direction and working towards it, because we know that it's got many medical uses that are out there. As far as a recreational drug, it's a lot less harmful than even drinking and driving and alcohol use in some cases. So we'll keep on working on that. And the majority of Americans agree that we need to have more progressive policies in place where that everybody can enjoy it or utilize and get access to it for medical facilities.
Yes, no, absolutely. And it also, another big project that I'm involved in with this other company that we're developing is helping veterans who, if you are using a CBD, the hemp, if it has like the tiniest amount of THC, excuse me, there's a possibility that you could test positive on a drug screen, and then they lose their benefits. So I'm actually working at a legislative level to help get that changed.
The drug tests themselves are totally unfair when it comes to drug testing, because the only substance that is actively tested for is marijuana use. If you're using any of the other drugs that should be tested for, they're out of your system within 24 hours or less. So it's really, really difficult to detect. So when it comes down to it, and when you boil down to it, most of these drug tests are just for marijuana usage, which is really a waste of time when we should be focusing on bigger picture issues and harder drugs that actually do harm the quality of life of our residents. And we need to get off the streets. So even for our federal agencies that are out there, like the DEA, I would love to see them focus on the bigger picture stuff, especially when it comes to the hard drugs that come through the Port of Savannah each and every day.
No, absolutely. And I would love to collaborate, Nick, in any way that I can. If I can help provide information or, signatures, any way I can help, I would love to. So I'm interested in just providing education to physicians around town and going with my presentation and talking about it. And it's actually, a lot of it is actually not, you can smoke the marijuana that's medical if you want, but most of it's in a form of like a tincture that you just put a few drops under your tongue, or in a form that you would eat it.
You know, many years ago,
longer.
Charlene, I was invited to my cousin's wedding out in Denver. The week after they legalized it, not just for medicine. I mean, so I was like, we went into this shop, and it looked like going into any type of store, and it had a counter with like gummies and a counter with chocolates, and we're like, here, do you want to try some? I was like, no.
That's how it is. That's how it is in the Bay Area. So you can go in, it's like going into like a coffee shop or a store, and they have full, it's like a bakery and of edibles and all different kinds of things. And I mean, I applaud the medical effort, but I think, you know, it too, you know, I'm from over there, and so I can talk smack about my town if I want to, but like San Francisco has become now, like you walk down the street and everyone's smoking, so you can't go anywhere in a lot of parts of the city where you don't smell pot everywhere, and not all those people are sick.
You know,
It's like, I don't want to go to a bar and go outside where people are smoking cigarettes and everyone's smoking, you know, like it's like that out there. But it does have some solid, you know, like Charlene and this dispensaries there are like, I went in for the first time a couple of years ago and I was just floored, you know. But I would love to see Georgia kind of get on board with the medical side of it and keep it in a medical box.
Yes.
Like Hillary with the YMCA and Healthy Savannah and the REACH grant. I mean, y'all, how long ago was it that you got the smoke-free ordinance going, and they actually have shown a decrease in heart attacks? Right, Hillary?
I think that was back in 2008, and it has been incredible data just to show how much that has decreased just from the ordinance for not being able to smoke in restaurants and away from doors. I mean, even now, we just the other day had a conversation like, you could smoke in a restaurant? That's crazy to think that wasn't that long ago that was something that you could do.
Yeah, and I hope we get to keep the healthy aspect, because when I was walking around Denver, it was like, whoa, it was odd. It was really odd. Yeah. So we, Catalina, your friend Rachel is in behind the scenes.
I see Rachel. So Rachel is the unofficial mayor of Isle of Hope. Rachel is she's 20-something years old, and she's autistic, and she is the most amazing girl I think I have ever met. As far, you know, people have stereotypes surrounding autism and so forth, and, you know, a mental picture of what that means. And because Rachel's mother spent so much time with her when she was younger. I mean, this was a time when there were no resources for parents with children with autism, really pushed the envelope. And consequently, Rachel got a new job, and she starts Chicken Salad Chick this week.
Let's pull her on and have Rachel talk about it, and then if there's some more small business news, we will do that. Rachel, you ready to come on? Let's welcome. Good morning, Rachel.
Rachel's also famous around the Y. Hi.
So talking about Chicken Salad Chick, y'all. This girl, I have, you know, come a really long way because, you know, growing more immature, I'm more independent. My parents are just thrilled. I mean, when I walked into that door Wednesday, I just started crying, y'all. I mean, dreams came true. One of the things about this is I'm 22. I'm saving money, y'all. I'm putting it in a pocket of an envelope for a tiny home. I'm going to make this dream come true.
Cool.
We are adding, we're just not, you know, we're making progress, but part of it is me getting a job. I know employability is not open right now, but I was just like, done sitting at home, done, tired of being more, more independent, So, today's my day off, and then I go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Saturday I go 12 to 3. Tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday is uh um 12 to 2. So please, y'all, come check me out. Come, talk to me. Come. I mean, it's just a great place for me to be, y'all. The people there are nice. I'm loving it. I mean, I'm just loving. I'm loving living in Our Hope. More independence. I mean, I made my own breakfast this morning. I mean, I'm able to make my own dinners. So it's really going good. And so yeah, I mean, it's God came true to life.
What should
That's wonderful.
That is.
What's your favorite thing what is your favorite
Congratulations.
What's your favorite chicken salad chick item on the menu, Rachel?
Well, Catalina, it really, me working there, I get a discount. So like, so it's like, the
I know
meals
you
are
like the chicken.
the meals are like $12, but I get like $5. Well, Saturday I got it's like the crispy chicken salad, but I got like on the bun, and not really on a bun. I got it on wheat bread, but really it was the manager's choice. Like my manager paid for it and everything, and she took me in. She held my hand. My mom was in the truck, started crying. I mean, I'm like, bye y'all, see y'all later. I mean, I'm going to work. I'm gone.
Yep.
But y'all, their cookies are amazing.
Cookies are good.
And if y'all want,
They are good.
Their menus, and one of the things they want me to do this week, is Saturday was more an invitation. I'm gonna help plan the menu, and then eventually, if I do so well, which yet Saturday was an A+, no help. The manager didn't have to like say, get on it, but if I do so well there, that there's a possibility that they can have me in the afternoon and close, and then I can be able to go to their events and start like catering and work in the kitchen and making their cookies and stuff. So it's really been a blessing, true bless.
Well, we're glad you could come on this morning, Rachel.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Nice
Rachel,
to meet you.
Rachel, her mother is local artist Ann Lukes, and like I said, back in the day was one of these parents that she's a former teacher. And when Rachel was little, there were not a lot of resources for, special needs students and autistic students. And so her mother really pushed the envelope and really went out on a limb, and a lot of discovery, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of, and Rachel can tell you this. I mean, the expectation for Rachel, what they told her back then was this child will always operate at probably like a 5th grade level.
Yeah.
And so they set the expectations, the medical profession set the expectations very low. And Rachel, being Rachel, was like, I don't think so. So I mean, Rachel has in the I've known Anne since I was probably 18, and in watching Rachel grow up into a young woman has been just
Yeah. Well,
she really has pushed it and really has come a long way. And
like I said,
there we go. Picture. Liz is behind the scenes. Let's all do a heart.
Everybody do this. There, can't do it. There we go.
Wow.
There you go.
Y'all were talking about
fantastic, Rachel.
Y'all were talking about like pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. My main goal was, I graduated in 2019 of Johnson, but me not, I had a structure. I had a very hard time getting up and going to school, and everyone was like pushing it. You can do this, get through it, going through senior year, and so I made it through that. And, I'm able to like talk more and be more social and, not hide,
Rachel, I'm so proud of you. We didn't think we would get one person.
Yes.
During this live stream, and you did it. Awesome. Yeah. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yes.
Really proud of you.
It was good to see you this morning, Rachel.
Good to see y'all.
Nice meeting you.
We'll talk later.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel.
Bye.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna watch that 1,000
I
times.
know.
Oh, so cute.
What a great community we have.
Well,
and
shout out to Chicken Salad Chick,
Exactly.
because they, it takes a lot of, not a lot of businesses would go out on a limb and hire someone with special needs. And especially, I mean, they have Rachel out front. She's a greeter and she's doing some other things. And, she had initially gone the route of employability, which is, they help special needs folks find work. And they're kind of not operating right now. So like she said, she was like, well, I can get this on my own. I'm going to go out and find my own job. So for a local business to, go out on and, have that confidence in her, for one, it's huge for her, but it also says a lot about that business and those owners who could be willing to support the special needs community in that way and give somebody like Rachel a chance, because she's absolutely capable 100,000 times over.
That reminds me, September 3rd, the Down Syndrome Society is holding Night of Champions virtually this year. They can't do it in person, of course. And what they do is they take folks with different abilities. They never use the word disabilities, with different abilities. And they highlight the businesses that do hire these folks. And it's going to be a virtual thing. I think it starts at 6 or 7 on September the 3rd, Night of Champions. And if you've ever been to the one where it's in person, it is the most moving event in all of Savannah. I mean, it is just, it sends chill bumps. I mean, these folks are moving the needle and breaking barriers, and, inclusion it's where it's at. It absolutely is. So anyhow,
Liz just put it up. Yeah, Liz just put it up in the feed, so you can have all the information about that event there.
September 3rd. Okay, it's 6:30. You just go to their Facebook page, click on it, and then you can join it live. They also I think it's tomorrow that they're using this platform with StreamYard now too, and the head of the National Down Syndrome Society out of New York is actually going to be on there. I mean, that's what's so cool about it. We can all share this. So, so we've
I think I've been able to attend more events now that we've been able to do them virtually. It's cool. Yeah. It opens that up to so many more people.
Absolutely.
I've been certainly able to attend more board meetings at the Y because of all
And we appreciate you being there, Catalina. I'm a member of the Savannah JCs, and we've been hosting, we're calling them community conversations, and we've been able to have these really wonderful kind of important community discussions all virtually. So people from all over can kind of log in, and I think that's been really neat to kind of be able to jump in on things that I might not have been able to have a ticket for, like the Night of Champions, but to log in. So I'm kind of thinking this virtual business on top, pajama bottoms on bottom kind of situation that we're all in now.
And we're going to have to one day, Marjorie, everyone's wearing nice shirts up top. I think we're going to have to, if we're I've got pajama bottoms on, everybody going to have you have to wear pants.
We're going to have to be required to do a full body shot for these now.
Yes.
Well, Laura Anderson, I mean, for years you had to come into the studio. Now you're your own business owner. Hooray, doing voiceovers. Her business is on fire. Tell us about what you're doing right now.
Well, first of all, Marjorie, thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it. And I want to say that I love your book, Reputation Matrix. It's brilliant. And there's so much that I'm still learning about being a small business and being a voiceover artist. And your book has taught me a lot that I'm going to put it, well, today technically is first putting it into use because you've given me this PR, but also in September, it will be my year anniversary of leaving radio. I was on the radio in Savannah for 21 years and leaving radio to do this from home. And so thank you for giving me a great guideline to do that. And I recommend Reputation Matrix to anybody who has a small business, who even works for themselves like I do, just at home. It's on, I downloaded it on Kindle, but it's also on Amazon, and that's Reputation Matrix from Marjorie Young. I had to say that.
Thank you so much. It is a guide that really helps small businesses create word of mouth, and there is a method to it. And I thank you for that. But tell us about some of your new clients and what exactly you do. Like if I wanted to ever do a voiceover on my book, that's something you could do.
Yes. So I've built a studio at home. I actually did that last year. I did a few things getting ready for this, for the big move. And one was building a studio. My husband is an engineer, so he helped me with that, and getting a website going so I could be more ready to premiere it in September. But so from home, and I can wear whatever I want. I'll record commercials. I can do audiobooks, audio, any voiceover audio. So, and it's amazing how much there is out there. There's phone systems and /IVR is a technical name for some of the complicated systems. And then videos for YouTube. Also, I've done several corporate and educational videos. And video games. Those are huge right now, especially with the pandemic.
Wow.
So there's a lot of work out there, and I'm still learning how to get that work. Every piece that I get, if I can, if it's public, sometimes I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, but I'll post that on social media, one of the Reputation Matrix things, but I'll post it on social media and show what I've done, and hopefully somebody will see it and say, hey, you can do that. And recently you can already tell I talk a little fast, but I can do some fast talking. And sometimes you need that for disclaimers or other items. So I posted that video to say, hey, this is something I can do, and maybe some other people can't without stumbling or being unclear. And as for the pandemic and the shutdown, working from home was great because my daughter's in middle school, and all of a sudden she's at home, she's doing school from home. She's a great student and a really good independent learner, but still I like being here to guide her at times and to help her when she needs it. So it's been wonderful for that. A little distracting for the work part, but wonderful for that. And then one of the biggest ways I've been able to learn about and from the huge people in the voiceover industry is through a weekly Zoom meeting that started in February, and it started because of the pandemic. They call it the State of VO, and it's led by Joan Baker, who's a premier voice artist in the country. Also Rudy Gaskins, a producer, and her husband, and then Mark Gus, a man who runs ACM Talent. I hope I got those letters right. And to learn, and they bring in people every casting directors, bigwigs, and we've had opportunities for auditions. So it's been great to be able to have that opportunity to learn from the best every week from home and without having to pay for it. And I love silver linings, and that is a silver lining for me.
Oh gosh. And Laura, don't forget about SCORE. They're a national organization with mentors, and you can go to score.org and find anybody who's been in your industry, very industry specific, and they will guide you free on, how much insurance do you need to buy? What should contracts look like? I mean, SCORE is an invaluable free resource to every small business owner. And there's, I think, 13,000 of us around the country that can help for free.
Oh, I'll be doing that today. Thank you.
Like,
You know, it's
The good thing about SCORE is, they'll watch you grow, and if if they're happy about it, and they actually give out awards too, which is part of the matrix. If you win that, it's a national award. So it's powerful.
Yes.
It's really powerful.
I think I'm a little too early in this for awards, but after reading your book, I've started to look into more that maybe I'm not too soon to win. And another part of the pandemic and how it has helped the voiceover industry and people like me who live just south of Savannah is that I don't have to live in LA and New York to get a job, because the people who live there and were used to going to studios all of a sudden didn't have anywhere to do their work. And many built their own studios with the guidance of their talent agents and some other folks. But I already had a setup, and it's a way for people who cast and are used to thinking that, well, I have to get somebody from LA and New York, to say, wait a minute, there is good talent all across the country and all across the world that I can get. And so it's been really great to shine the light on that.
So, one of the things that our dear friend Howard Morrison always taught, if you're watching this and you know that Laura is a new business owner, reach out to 5 people she needs to meet and introduce Laura. Like, Darlene, you're a new business. I know Diana Morrison is setting that up for you. So you get to meet new businesses, new folks that can use your services. So Laura, thank you so much. You're going to do great. You're already rocking it. Do you like some of the clients?
It's a very cool industry. Like, you don't think about voiceovers as like I've never even heard of that. I have a friend that does that out in California, and only recently learned, just because of the pandemic, what he was doing, because he was putting it out there. I'd never even thought of that as like a trade, but it's a cool thing, and it's everywhere.
Yes, it is. I was able to voice some commercials for the radio and online for Congressman Buddy Carter for the runoff, or I'm sorry, not the runoff, but the the one in June. And then also, now that I don't work politics on the radio anymore, I'm out of it. But hopefully I'll do some more spots for him. And then also I recently did some commercial tags, which are the short end of it, for Coastal Electric. And I've done some other work for them over the years. And just as a resident who uses Coastal Electric, that company is phenomenal.
Awesome.
Is that Mark Bolton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mark Bolton. Okay. I've known him for years.
Awesome.
Yes. Laura,
thank you so much.
Yeah. Laura, are you familiar with the platform Fiverr? Fiverr?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, there is, so in the voiceover industry, there is debate with people about using Fiverr and not. And I started to use it and then I stopped, because with that and some of the other platforms, like I use Upwork, but I choose my jobs. And it's that there are standards of pay for the voiceover industry. And if you use something like Fiverr, people expect to get your work super cheap. And that raises, or that lowers the bar across the industry. And there's a lot more that you don't know about that goes into learning how to do this, and the equipment that costs money. So if you lower what people expect to pay, you're taking away from that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, awesome. So I have Fiverr on the mind, but right now it's in the back burner.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Fiverr,
I think you have the coolest job ever.
Oh, thank you. It takes a lot of work, though. It's a lot of marketing.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to do great, Laura. The small business community in Savannah rocks. I swear, people need to be part of it. And whenever you need help, we're all there.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you all for listening.
I spent 10 years working in San Francisco, and there I firmly believe there networking means I'm going to try and take what you have. And then I came back to Savannah and I was like, oh, thank God, people that actually want to work together and support each other.
Yes. Yes. Well, and that's been another interesting thing about voiceovers, is the voiceover artists are more willing to help each other than my few decades of experience in radio. Radio there's a lot of competition in voiceover, but still people are willing to help each other. And in radio, it was more like, well, if I help you, you might take my job.
Right.
So it's been like going from San Francisco to Savannah in that respect as well.
I mean, I love my city, but whew, I like the business community here a lot better.
Yes.
You know, the SC Datacom Destiny, they just did something super cool to help the small business community a couple of months ago. And now you're on to something else. It's something to do with security systems that can detect if companies, people have beavers, something to do with, what is that?
So yeah, like a couple months ago, of course, at the start of the pandemic, we were already getting ready to launch our Safe City, which is just a program we created specifically for Savannah. Like we're Savannah born right here. So basically what we did after Elena and Kathleen, who are the owners, they basically decided to give free cameras out to the small businesses because you weren't there, so you needed to have your areas covered. So they just put them up and held them through the pandemic, so you can monitor from remotely from your home because you can't be in store. And now, just recently, we've been offering subscription-based camera systems, security systems, to where you can add analytics which is really cool to me, to where you can count the number of people going in and out. Which when you have to have a standard amount of people, a certain amount of people inside your business, it's really helpful. And then we also have the thermal cameras too it does help with that as well. But our other analytics are really awesome that are helping like people counter and occupancy estimator. It's really great.
Boy,
That's wonderful.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah, and it's perfect for Savannah too, just because we're such a community that's so involved. It's really hard as much as we want to, and we're definitely doing our best, I think, with doing our mask up and everything, but we're social people. We're Southern people that just love being around each other, even while we have to be apart. So to be able to help businesses that want to allow people to come and be safe, however, but also patronize their business, having that occupancy estimator where you're not over here just like, you can't come in, you can be able to show people outside your door, outside your business, you want like, hey, we have 30 people in here right now, being able to choose whether they want to come in or not to make sure they're feeling safe even before they walk in. So it's definitely something great that our cameras do more than security, and that's exactly what they do.
Gosh,
we installed one of the SC Datacom systems at the Isle of Hope pool, and one of the conversations we had in the very beginning, I mean, if anybody wants a challenge, try opening a community pool during a pandemic.
Yeah.
If you want to pull your hair out and like jump off the Talmadge Bridge every other day, try opening a community pool during a pandemic. But we installed that system. We had them come out. We had a series of summertime teenager based break-ins and stuff. And so we finally just decided to, instead of go the route of the Amazon camera, we just decided to actually bring in a real security system, and it was extremely affordable. I mean, the community pool is a seasonal place with a very low budget, and we could afford it. So it was very affordable. And then the conversations we were having along the lines of analytics is perfect for a small business, especially one where you have to control and monitor who's coming in and out, especially with all the guidelines from the state, the county, the city. You're only allowed to have X number of people in certain spaces at certain times. And so, I mean, they came in, they were very professional. The installation was like smooth and easy. And the camera system is like, I can count the freckles on your forehead when you walk into the place if you want. I mean, it's fantastic.
I'm going to want to snippet this part of it. Like, Catalina, that was amazing. Snippet social media, but use that one right there. That was perfect. Yeah. We do appreciate it, and that's what we want people to know. Because SC Datacom, we've been known for doing federal work for the VA and the ports and the hospitals, doing bigger ones, but we are Savannah bred. We want to help Savannah. So it's more so our local businesses, though we do these federal works, we're small business. I think 18 or so employees. and this is our home. Everybody that works here is home to here. So being able to help our small businesses, protect not only for, following the regulations, but just protecting their patrons and their staff as well is something that our new subscription model is really here to help with.
Awesome. Let me pull on your, let me get the website here. I know Liz posted it. There we go.
Actually going through a website revamp too. So we're going to be cool. We're going to be hip,
Awesome.
but no, it's going to be really nice. So definitely stay on the lookout for that as well. This is our current one, but once you see the new one, you guys will be like, oh, wow, they're really cool. So it's kind of hard. I like saying it's kind of hard to make security sexy. However, we're trying our best.
Well, and it's very, like I said earlier, it's very affordable. And, a lot of times when you purchase a security system from anywhere, there are these huge startup costs. Mm-hmm. And that was something that was really limiting for us in the past when looking into, a security system for the community center and such. And it just, I can't say enough. You absolutely, if you're a small business, this is something, if you need a security system in any way, shape, or form, this is absolutely affordable in every possible way. And the startup costs are not even.
Yeah, it's basically, there is no startup.
There aren't any, they were sign this agreement and here's what it is a month. And it was less than the cost of buying we were looking at a system on Amazon, and the monthly subscription is less than what it would have cost to purchase that system online. And then with that cost, you get, if it breaks, they come out and fix it. If it doesn't work, they come out and fix it. They give you tool, and the analytics are fantastic. So.
And I think another thing that adds to that is just that I think we're getting away from not just the security, but just in general, our customer service of just being on a chat, just having a chat or sending emails, waiting for somebody. You get who you talk to. If you talk to John, you get a person. You get a person. Myself, you have John, exactly who you need to be. And if you're just Destiny's taking too long, our address, hey, listen here. So we're really good with just being there for each one of our clients, big or small.
Awesome. Destiny, thank you so much for sharing all your news. I want to make sure we get talk to Hillary and Nick, and Chris is waiting behind the scenes. So I want to make sure we all spread our good news. So Hillary, tell us what good news is happening with the YMCA.
We are, there's always something happening at the Y, and I hope you guys know that Rachel is also Y famous. We have had Rachel as part of our YMCA camps for years, and I 100% agree that she is a force to be reckoned with.
Really?
I came in one day to take pictures for camp, and she's like, you actually need to go over here and take this because this is going to be So she's got marketing on the mind, she is assertive, and she was the mayor of YMCA camp, so I know that she's going to be really successful.
Awesome. Awesome.
So speaking, go ahead.
Yeah, tell us more. What else do we need to know? What else does Savannah need to know?
Right now, guys, it's e-camp. Yes, you can come to the Y. We are open, and we are doing everything in our power to keep our YMCA safe. That's our number one priority, is to be safe and also be available to help our community. So one of the cool things that I think that we've done really throughout the pandemic is to really totally pivot. We have been pivoting at the Y. So initially when everything happened, we shut our doors to the fitness facility, but we opened our childcare specifically for first responders and critical care workers. So making sure that the people fighting COVID and working in those fields on the front lines had support so we could watch their children and they knew that they were safe and cared for, loved while they were working. And throughout the summer, we've been able to continue up our Fresh Express program. We actually added a brand new location at the Moses Jackson Advancement Center. And if you're not familiar, Fresh Express is actually our once a month produce distribution. So we go to both Curtis V. Cooper and Moses Jackson now, and we distribute produce to the community for those in need. And I think especially now during the pandemic, we have seen our numbers grow. So there is a need. There's a growing need when there's new people who may be in a different situation than they were a few months ago. So we had our second event at Moses Jackson last week, and we were able to distribute produce boxes to over 400 people. So we've been busy.
Really?
And the camp started this week.
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
What is
So for anybody who's
did you know about those
Go
really
ahead.
cool? Oh, wait, Nick.
Yeah.
Is that the district that you're in? Where they
It's just north of the district, right over in D2. But I call it across the street. That's where, we've had events are over there, and it's just been a huge success. Just about every Saturday, we try to have at least one event where we're providing food to those families that are in need. And as long as the demand is still there, we're going to be out there every weekend.
Oh
trying
my
to do
goodness,
that.
Edna Jackson!
Hey,
look, thank you
there.
for joining. This is
Oh,
wonderful.
hey.
Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, we ought to try and get you to click on there. Okay. I'm sorry.
Former mayor in the house.
Just thank Edna for joining. How fun is that? So,
I love that.
Isn't that cool? That's so cool.
Nick, what
Okay, I'm
Nick,
gonna.
what are your feeding events? You guys are doing them in your community?
Yeah, we're partnering with everybody. The Feed the Hungry events are out there, American Chicken Harvest. And so everybody's pitching.
How fun is that?
Somebody's playing back their Facebook, or somebody's watching Facebook while they're online.
Hold on a second.
There we go.
Let me try it.
It's all about building those bridges and having those partnerships with all the partner organizations that we have. So, one group can't do it alone. One city can't do it alone. But when we come together as a city and all the partner organizations, that's where we make a huge difference. And I truly believe for this entire crisis, we're stronger when we stand together. We're stronger when we work together.
I 100% agree.
Honey, you got to mute your Facebook page.
Now, Mr. Alderman Nick, what district are you in?
So I'm in District 4, which is Victory Drive all the way down to the Vernon River. This district is really interesting because it encompasses just about touches on every other district.
Well, that's good. That means you're my alderman then. That's great to see.
And,
There.
we've
Yeah,
got a little bit of feedback there.
Bunny, and then try and come back in, Bunny. I think it was the mic.
Yeah, we're gonna take the city's tech support over to Bunny. We're gonna have to
Let me try and
on
back
that. But
on.
that
So Nick husband runs the Metro Columbus Hall over off of Waters Avenue, and we have a 6-acre
Hey there.
facility with,
I think it was your mic.
hold on.
For some reason,
Yeah.
Bunny, I'm sorry. It's something to do with the mic. We'll
So
try
we
it
have
again.
we have a 6-acre facility in the middle of your district. And so it's a community center. And so if you guys ever need a spot to do something along the line, I mean, that's what the Knights do. They give back and do things. And so we've got a 3,000 square foot banquet hall, and we've got 6 acres to play with as far as open space and a pavilion. And it's great for driving through and giving stuff away. Just saying.
Thank you, and I'm going to take you up on that because I really do believe that it's going to take every single one of us to pull through stronger on the other side. For all the cities that are going through this, and this is a global crisis, that we are still in this together. But we want to make sure that small businesses are the backbone of America, and it's the backbone of our city. But they're not made of Teflon. We need to protect them and support them as well. So it's super important that we find out new and creative ways to continue and support small businesses. And it's really exciting to see all of you on this, to see that Savannah is still a place where small businesses can thrive, where we have businesses that are being innovative, that continue to push through this crisis. And we know that we'll get stronger on the other side. A couple of things we've done as a city is we've cut a lot of the red tape that was out there, kind of hampering our small businesses to try to get through this crisis. So we enacted the sidewalk dining program for our restaurants to get more space. You can take up parking spaces. You can use the street if you need to get that distance to continue and stay in business. We took all of those regulations and the red tape with the food trucks, and we balled them up and threw them out the window so that we could bring them to your neighborhood and provide you a little bit of morale relief and a morale booster for our residents, because that's really important too. And then it's just been a huge success. We've been flooded with demand for CARES Act funding to support our small businesses out there. So in our first round, we received $2 million in CARES Act funding from the federal government, and that was all released within 2 hours. All of that was accounted for. So we know there's an enormous amount of demand for that, and we need to continue supporting our small businesses. So I encourage all of these that are out there that are going through this crisis right now. If you've been impacted by COVID-19, all you got to do is pick up your City of Savannah phone, your 912 number, and call 211. You'll be able to speak to somebody today at the city or at the United Way all about the programs that are available to you. And even if you don't think that you need it now, remember that we're going to be going through this for a little while longer, and prepare your application today, because you never know when those loans are going to get converted over into grants to continue to support your businesses and thrive during these trying times.
Nick,
Gosh.
I know it was a huge loss for Savannah business owners when we had to cancel St. Patrick's Day, not only on our hearts, but financially, because that's such a big event in Savannah, and several other have been canceled since, several others. Has this been able to help them enough with that loss? And what do you think going forward between October and December, when we have parades and so many other things going on?
Well, that's right. We've got to adapt and overcome and retool our economy. The old way of doing things simply isn't going to work anymore. And it's a terrible, terrible loss to have to try to cancel all these events like Rock and Roll Marathon or St. Patrick's Day. But simply, every day of the week when we're given the decision over human lives versus the alternative, that we're going to choose the safety of our residents every day of the week. And that's the smart, taking the long view. We know that impacts our businesses, but we've got to continue to be innovators and adapt and overcome in this unique economy, which we're continuing to do. And we're seeing a lot of businesses that are pulling through that. You take a look at the 5 Spot, one of my favorite places to grab a bite to eat. And they've got a brick and mortar location. They've got 2 in the city. But through this crisis, they've been able to actually expand their business to a new food truck fleet. Yeah, to provide that local access to people and meet the demands of the new economy. So things are going to change with that. Our economy constantly evolves. But first and foremost, we have to consider the health and safety of our residents, because when it comes down to it, that is what's most important out there. But we'll continue supporting our small businesses as they adapt to this. And I'm a small business owner myself, so I know that feeling all too well. When we got to April, and I have a pet care business, and when you're putting up a goose egg at the end of the month, it's tough and it's really hard. But my wife and I, my father-in-law Jerry, who operate this business together, we know that we'll pull through stronger on the other side. And that's what's really important to remember, is that one day this will be over. And how will we emerge stronger from this crisis, united together?
Nick,
Great.
thank you.
That was great.
We just had another small business owner join us, Chris Benton. Is everybody familiar with Chris's online show? Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can you hear me?
We can. Yes, I just love this community of small business. This is the platform where we can all share and talk and create buzz and help and make Savannah even a better place to live. So, Chris, give us an update of what you've been doing.
Well, we're big into country music and really music in general, but specifically country music, my wife and I. And we've got a lot of connections in Nashville and all that. And we decided on January 3rd of this year to launch our own little radio show, online podcast, but live, called The Chris and Sandy Show. And we named it our name because when you look at the big shows out there, like your Bobby Bones, your Ty Bentleys, all the big names brand themselves. So we're trying to brand us. And anybody that knows us from years in the Savannah community knows that when you see me, you see my wife. So, we're branding our marriage and all that. But we created this show called The Chris and Sandy Show, where we interview rising country artists and really rising artists in general. And the goal of the show is crazy. Before COVID, the goal of the show was to interview 80 to 100 interviews the first year. And the funny thing that happened was when COVID happened, I remember telling Sandy, this is our year to shine. All these artists got all these dates now not filled. I bet if we just step it up, we could do more than we've ever dreamed of this year. And because of that, we just did yesterday our 191st interview for the year. And we've had people, and it's not just been rising artists. I mean, we've had Cassidy Pope on. You know, she's not a rising artist. We've had Don McLean on from American Pie song. He's not a rising artist. We've had Gary Morris on. We've had Anna Christina Cash on, who's married to John Carter Cash, who's of course the son of Johnny and Judy Carter Cash. We've had Carlene Carter on. We've had Jenny Gill on, Vince Gill's daughter. We've had Georgette Jones on, George Jones and Tammy Wynette's daughter. So all of a sudden, all these artists wanting to come on our show. And this month, we're probably going to be close to 40, 45 interviews for this month alone. Wow. And we originally started the show to do maybe 80 interviews the first year. And when I say interviews, I mean, we're 60 minutes. We don't do a lot of the shows, they do 30 minutes, 25 minutes. When we started the Chris and Sandy Show, I came up with the tagline, up close and personal, because we want to get up close and personal with each of these artists, and you can't do it in 25 minutes. You can talk music, but I want to know the person behind the music, not just the music. So we go in depth, and it's amazing what's happened. And I told Sandy, if our show does become like a Bobby Bones show in 2, 3, 4 years, we're going to owe the virus to our foundation.
Yeah, another silver lining.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris was a brave one. He actually clicked on the link. So kudos to you. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, and I know we're going way over our time, and I'm sorry it took us so long to get you on there today, but it is, here is yours. And I know Bunny Ware wanted to try and come back on and say, okay. Grab and Go Friday from 11 to 2. We honor our first responders and health workers with a free meal from, how do you say that?
Chazitos. Oh my God, they have the best Cuban sandwich and the best burrito ever.
Yeah, now I'm hungry. They have
the best burrito, and I'm a like snob, with a food truck snob, and they have like the bomb burrito, and their Cuban sandwich is one of the best. It's like top 5 in Savannah.
Awesome.
Well,
awesome.
Chris, I have a question. I know that a lot of, having been in local radio and done country, I know that with all those shows, Bobby Jones, et cetera, what's been lost in Savannah is that local touch in the morning. You have very few shows that have that now. So are you also providing that? Or is it strictly artist interviews?
Right now, it's just artist interviews. Eventually we're going to do like with street, I love the StreamYard. We actually started a little artist challenge thing where we challenge artists to create a song out of our lyrics. And they have 24 hours to do it. And we go live on StreamYard in order to let them show us what they created. So we love this StreamYard. Cool. We would love to do video a little more too with our show. But the problem is we've got an 8-year-old, which keep on, but a 17-month-old. So a lot of times on the audio part, she people don't see it, but she goes back and forth with, so, and it's funny because people, we're in the process of getting a new logo created from a branding company out of Nashville, and it's funny, they already know us because they created the logo. When y'all see it, they made my name, the Chris part, bold, and her name in cursive writing, and we love that because that's kind of our thing. Is I'm the one that does the most talking, and she's kind of the behind the scenes, but yet she'll talk. So we just thought it was really cool.
Chris, we're really proud of you. You've come a long way. And, also remember that SCORE is there to help, create leadership. And We all are too. So that's what makes our wonderful Savannah community so business friendly. So thank you guys. Thank you all for being on. It is 10:04. We started the show and it was for 15 minutes, and since March we just keep adding it and adding it.
I think we're going to be in that hours-long show time slot now for.
But it's not really a show. It's just like how we would go sit around like a Gallery Espresso or Foxy Loxy and just see who pops in. And I really want to continue this. And Chris, I'm sorry it took so long to get you on, but we're going to figure out how we get more small businesses on here so we can give them shout outs.
Do we have Chris, real quick before we go, do we have a coastal pet? Do we have a pet this week or do we not?
Yeah.
Our pet adoption. Keep our little pets happy.
Oh, there's no picture. Darn it.
No picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a black lab.
Yeah. The pictures really help. The pictures really, really, really help. You know, one thing I saw come across was Gary Sinise is going to be part of the Mighty Eight tomorrow night at tomorrow evening for the Mighty Eight virtual show. Apparently his grandfather was in World War II and is part of the discussion. So Pearl used to work for us. She sent that to us and I was like, Gary Sinise is going to be, I mean, if we all log on, we get to meet him. Let's see.
Chris, I wanted to mention, if you haven't already, you need to read Marjorie's book, Reputation Matrix. There are so many great ideas in there that will help you promote your business.
Yeah.
Press release. So many.
I can't help it. Every time it's like,
it was really nice. Yesterday, WTOC came out and I actually did an interview with them and it ran last night on the news about right now, small businesses need visibility. And if you know of a small business doing something really great, encourage them to let the local media know. Encourage them to write a press release, a media release, and let the TV station know. Let the local newspaper know. Let the radio station know. I mean, small businesses need visibility right now. And this show is just one little way. It's not a show. This gathering is one little way of just helping the word of mouth with small business owners. So encourage them to log on here on Mondays. Encourage them to reach out to the local media, and that's what the segment with WTOC was yesterday. And they also did a wonderful shout out for my book because it's 25 years of everything that I've learned, and the timing has just been amazing during the pandemic. You know, here's 5 free strategies of what you can do to get better word of mouth in the community, because
it's a quick read.
Yeah, it's under 100 pages. Well, it's 106 pages. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, and we do, you know, Marjorie and I, we've talked about this before. We've done workshops and such surrounding, like one of the parts of the workshops is where we talk about this matrix. But one of the things we teach in the workshop, a lot of small business people think, oh my God, I can't write a press release. I don't know how to do that. That's, you know, really anybody can write a press release. It's the who, what, where, when, why, and how. And I mean, even if it's bullet points to that effect with a couple sentences about what you're doing and send it into your local paper, send it into your local media, just that alone, just to get their attention. What's your headline? What's going to grab their attention? Is just any small business. You don't have to have a huge budget and all these people to do those sorts of things. Any small business can hit the basics and still gain coverage.
You know,
and it tells you how to do it.
If the small business owner doesn't have time, do a favor for them. Say, hey, let me help you. Let me take your good information and call the local TV station. And then they're going to want, you know, something written, but that really will help them during this time. So anyhow,
we get by with a little help from our friends.
Yeah. My uncle just sent me this. I haven't had a CD forever.
Oh, wow.
He attended the first Beatles concert that came to the United States. And I I actually interviewed him on YouTube just to capture what he experienced. He was a journalist at the University of Maryland, and they gave him a pass, and he got to welcome all 4 of the Ringo,
Wow.
Union Station and talk with them. So that was nice of Uncle Jeff to send that to me. Oh my goodness,
Very
it is.
cool.
All right, guys, we need to start our week. I love just sitting around the water
Thank
cooler
you.
chatting. Anytime y'all want to be back on, just click. We're going to start posting the link. Come in. If the audio is working, we're going to figure it out. This is important to keep this going, especially during the pandemic. And this is what we're going to keep doing, as long as this pandemic's going, because we've got to stay connected and we've got to help each other. So,
And I hope y'all have a great day.
y'all have a great day.
See everybody.
Signing off. Bye, guys. We can still
Bye.
stay on and hit end broadcast.